Hello friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Today I've got 10 different fragrances, bold fragrances that will help transform your fragrance collection, help take it to another level, and these are all designer fragrances as well. I'll have each of them linked down below in the description, so feel free to check them out down there. And if you find yourself shopping at twistedlily.com, use the code GENTS10 for 10% off your order. And if you want some codes for a bunch of other websites, pause the video now, here's some codes. Use those to save yourself a little money, a little De Niro, Robert.
You might know who we are. We know who you are. Understand?
Yeah. Fragrances that I've got here today are in no particular order. All of them are equally fantastic. Maybe some of them are better than others, but yeah, you don't want to play favorites here. First one is a very obvious one. It is Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, Sauvage Elixir. Everybody knows this one, right? One of the most hyped fragrances of the past few years, really. I did just get back from a vacation, a tropical vacation, and I smelled multiple guys down there wearing Sauvage Elixir. Not a fragrance that you would think of as a good one or in the middle of summer down in the Caribbean, but as long as you're somewhere with air conditioning, doesn't really matter, does it? 70 degrees is 70 degrees. Fahrenheit, obviously. Got a great throwback feel to it, very masculine. It's a very bold fragrance. It's got extreme staying power and a lot of projection. So do keep that in mind. Don't spray this one on too heavily if you're gonna be around a lot of people or if you just care for other people at all, because you're gonna overwhelm them. Actually, those 2 sprays that I just did on the tester strip over here, yeah, I can taste that right now.
Look, so I knew something was wrong. I knew something special about it.
Legitimately. Do love Sauvage Elixir though. This stuff is absolutely amazing, and it did kick off the entire run of Elixir fragrances that we're experiencing right now, for better or for worse. But this stuff is worth the price. It is one of the designer fragrances out there that, even though it's extremely expensive, I think you get your money's worth. Something completely different, Ultrared. Yeah, even the bottle is extremely different with this one. A very odd looking presentation. Some people are gonna think it looks fantastic. Other people are gonna think it looks tacky and gaudy. It is kind of interesting the way that it works. Kind of like a stapler or something. Now, Ultrared is very sweet and powerful. It's got a really nice orange note in there, and it has kind of a reminiscence, a similarity to Ultra Zest from Mugler, which is much more expensive because that one's discontinued and impossible to find. This one you can still find at discounters for a pretty good price. As I've said before, this was discontinued and impossible to find for a long time, and I used to run for over $200 on eBay when it was at the height of its discontinued popularity, if you want to call it that. It's kind of an oxymoron, discontinued popularity. Like, those don't really go hand in hand, but popped back up at discounters a while ago, like 2 years ago, and it's still there. So yeah, go figure. Now it's not all that expensive, at least compared to what it used to be. This one is a big compliment puller, as I said, very sweet. People just seem to gravitate toward this fragrance, and has very good performance as well. It's not worth what it was going for at the height of its price points, but the price it goes for now, absolutely worth it. After that, we got Dolce & Gabbana's The One Royal Night. All of the Dolce & Gabbana The One Night fragrances, the exclusive fragrances to the Middle East, all of them are good. And frankly, all of them are worth owning, in my opinion. My absolute favorite is the One Luminous Night. That's really hard to find, and that one can get jacked up in terms of pricing. The One Royal Night is just under that, and the One Mysterious Night, that one's good as well, but it does fall into more of the like rose, oud, saffron kind of trope that you can find a lot of other places, and so that's why I would put that one probably last, but it's still good. But the One Royal Night, this one, I would say the most bold of the bunch. It's got the most performance for me. It's actually, for the One fragrance, pretty strong. It does have that the One DNA to it, which you would expect, only a little bit more grown up, more of a woodiness to the scent profile here, but it still keeps that sex appeal to it, that sweetness, that spiciness that makes the One the One. Yeah, really good. And this one you can thankfully find pretty easily at fragrance discounters. So it's not one that you have to, be on the lookout all the time for. And if you don't buy it the second it pops up, it's gone. You don't have to worry about that with this one. Great evening fragrance, really good for fall and winter time as well. I gotta do this one next. Drakkar Intense from Guy Laroche. Now, of course, one of my favorite fragrances of all time is over my shoulder here, Drakkar Noir. And it really legitimately is. It's not a meme. I guess it kind of is, but I do legitimately love it. Drakkar Intense does not smell like Drakkar Noir, so if you don't like Drakkar Noir, don't worry. This does not smell like a pumped up version of that. If you want a pumped up version of that, you want Sauvage Elixir. I'm just playing, but also kind of not. Like Sauvage Elixir legitimately does have some similarities to Drakkar Noir, just more modern and stronger and some other changes. Who cares? Back to Drakkar Intense. So this one is warm, it's boozy, a little bit sweet, classy, masculine, has kind of a similarity to Azzaro Pour Homme Intense. Great value here because it's very inexpensive from discounters. Now you can get this sometimes for under $20. So this is like, you know, bargain bin, dollar bin, clearance bin type of pricing. And the quality for this one is actually very good for that price point as well. It's another one that's gonna be more of a fall and winter time fragrance, more of an evening fragrance. Maybe early spring you could pull it off as well. To be fair, most of these are going to be more for cooler weather because they are more bold. A lot of times fragrances that you think of as summertime scents are not quite as out there. They're a little more fresh, clean, easy breezy, you know, easygoing stuff. Next one is a newer one, Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, Intense. So this one, this is great. Oof, yeah, it smells awesome. I thought I would hate it. Truth be told, the original Valentino Uomo Born in Roma, not super to my taste, not to my liking all that much, but I do give it respect and points for what it does well. Really versatile, compliment puller, great for younger guys out there, absolutely. This one though, man, this is friggin' awesome. It's got a little bit of the original Valentino Uomo Born in Roma DNA to it, for sure, but it's like you take that and mix it with a little bit of Azzaro's The Most Wanted Parfum, sort of, you know, intermingling them. It's got freshness, sweetness, it's got a clean lavender and then a really nice vanilla note. This is just amazing for winter, spring, fall, daytime, nighttime. I mean, really wear it during the summer, who cares? This stuff is just really good. This is one of my favorite releases of the year, easy. And for me, probably my biggest surprise, positive surprise, I'll say, of the year. Now I wanna throw it back a bit with this. Kenzo Jungle. So the people that this will probably appeal to, very different from the people that this will probably appeal to. So Kenzo Jungle is a fragrance that sometimes is in stock, sometimes out of stock at discounters. Sometimes you can find it for a pretty good price at discounters, other times it is more expensive. That's what happens when you have a fragrance from the late 90s that's not in heavy rotation anywhere. You know, the prices fluctuate and stock is sometimes hard to come by in the US here. Smells awesome. This is my style of fragrance. You know, it's a late 90s scent. It has citrus in there, a good amount of citrus, but it's mixed together with a bunch of different spices. You've got cinnamon in there, you have nutmeg in there, you have cardamom, you have pepper, you have carnation, you've got a bunch of woods, including gaiac in here as well. So it reminds me a little bit of things like Azzaro Visit, some of the Gucci fragrances that are really highly sought after nowadays. It doesn't smell the same as those, talking like Gucci Envy, Gucci Rush, stuff like that. Not the same as those, but it's in the same ballpark, in the same wheelhouse. Basically, if you like those, you'll probably like this one. And even though it is from the late 90s, it still works. It's classy, it's masculine, very versatile. I think the bottle, you know, is not great. I don't really like the brush on top that's supposed to look like a zebra, but the scent is nice. After that, Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Thankfully, you can find this a little bit easier nowadays in the US. For a long time, they're difficult to find, but then they switched the bottles up a little bit, made them plainer looking, and don't really like how they look nowadays, but at least you can find it. So this one is really well known for that cherry note that it has, and it's a good one. Yeah, that's nice. You also have leather in there, you have tonka, you have almond, which is going to tie it in with everything in the line. It is an outstanding evening fragrance, date night fragrance, night out fragrance, big compliment potential here. And compared to most of the big designer fragrances that people are wearing in the US, this is gonna be under the radar because not too many people are rocking the L'Homme Ideal line in the US, and this one being one of the best in the line, it's gonna help set you apart in a big way. Love that stuff. Just a few to go. The next one is from Lalique, and it's Ombre Noire. Let's try that again. Ombre Noire. Now this one is a stunner. Lalique is really well known in the fragrance community for making fragrances that are very high quality that at discounters are typically pretty cheap. This one is not as cheap as Ombre Noire or any of the Ombre Noire fragrances or Lalique Pour Homme or anything like that, but man, that is fire. So you got a lot going on here. You have tobacco, you have cognac, you have myrrh, you have papyrus, you have fig leaf, mint off the top, all labanum, tonka, cinnamon. Don't remember if I said cinnamon already, but yeah, you've got all that going on here. So in the opening, you've got this little green tinge, just a little bit that comes out there. And then as it dries, you very quickly get all these warm, sensual, boozy, sweet notes that come out. It smells like $1,000,000. Really great quality. It's a top-notch evening fragrance. And it's another one that's absolutely gonna have you standing out because like a lot of these here, I mean, some of them, yeah, like the Valentino, the Sauvage, people know about that, but most people not gonna know about this one. Then we got Stronger With You Oud. Yeah, another Middle Eastern exclusive fragrance, not too dissimilar from what we got going on over here with the Dolce & Gabbana's The One. Different brands come out with these exclusive editions where you basically, if you're in the US anyway, have to hope that a discounter has it in stock and then you can pick it up from them. So this one takes that gourmand DNA from Stronger With You, infuses it with a nice oud note. The oud here, not animalic, not funky, fecal, skunky, none of that. More just easygoing kind of oud note, you know, a little spicy, a little dark, but still with a good amount of sweetness. Really nice power to this one, good projection, great longevity. Smells very classy, elegant, and just kind of elevates that Stronger With You DNA, makes it a little bit more sophisticated. There are a bunch of Stronger With You flankers, and a lot of them are really good. Stronger With You absolutely is great. This one is great. The amber version of Stronger With You, the leather version of Stronger With You, both of those also exclusive, very good as well. Last one, Man in Black from Bulgari. Everybody knows, whew, I'm glad I caught that. Everybody knows smells similar to Spice Bomb from Viktor and Rolf. And it does, it's got a lot of spice. And it's got that rum, you know, it's got that booziness, that alcohol that gives it a different kind of edge. For a lot of people, this is gonna be a little more wearable than the original Spice Bomb because of that opening is tempered from that alcohol, that booziness. It rounds it off a little bit. It doesn't wallop you in the face quite as much with the spice as Spice Bomb does. Another one with amazing longevity. Good amount of things going on here as well. You know, you're gonna get that kind of tobacco feel, that leather feel. Another one that's a big compliment puller and more of an evening scent for cooler weather, which you would expect because it is named Man in Black. It makes you, think of somebody in a tuxedo, or I guess it could make you think of Johnny Cash as well. But there we go, 10 different bold fragrances that will help transform your fragrance collection, help you stand out. Each one of these, a people pleaser, and each one can work for a different type of fragrance lover. You got some stuff here that's going to appeal more to older gentlemen, some that's going to appeal more to younger guys, but you got something for everybody here. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.